Please be seated. Thank you for being here. My name is Aaron Keller. I've been honored with the opportunity to be the officiant for the ceremony this evening. I'd just like to share some opening words to set the tone for things, and then we'll speak about the couple and about marriage to set them off in a grand way. First, whenever I prepare and perform a ceremony, I do so with the understanding that what's taking place isn't just including the two people who are standing here or myself, but it's also all of those who are in attendance and in the presence who are participating in it. So in the instance of Jessica and Kevin, I've learned that they also value the interconnectedness between all of us, particularly persons like yourselves, family and friends who are so close to them. So as we celebrate together this relationship that they've made, as well as the step of commitment that they're taking together today, as a part of the celebration, I invite all of you to be present and to join in with us in whatever hopes, thoughts, well wishes you might want to contribute, to shower them with your support and love as we go forward. And also know that this ceremony is something that's been very much put together with them as the focus. It's what they believe about themselves, about marriage, what they feel for each other. So take away from it what it says, because it's really their words. You're gonna need that. Well, Jessica and Kevin, we're here to hope with you, to support you, to be proud of you, and to remind you that love isn't happily ever after. Rather, love is the experience of writing your story. It's not one moment, not even this moment, it's every moment. Some of these moments are big ones, like saying I love you for the first time especially, or moving in together, getting engaged. But mostly it's the million little moments that come in between those big moments. It's falling asleep next to one another, making dinner together, celebrating successes, holidays, birthdays, and your favorite Halloween, binge watching Netflix, getting a big hug from one another when you come home after a long day. These everyday moments fuse together into that big experience of love that you share. And so even though we try to describe love, even though it can look so different in so many different circumstances from one person to the next, we all really know what it is when we see it shared between two persons, and we see it here between them today. It's an experience that's so incredible that words really fail us when we try to explain it, but that's the way it is with love. It's really more meant to be felt, not described. So, even with those words, this is the song from both of your favorite movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. That expresses what the love is that you're sharing today. My dearest friend, if you don't mind, I'd love to join by your side, where we can gaze into the stars and sit together, now and forever, for it as plain as anyone can see, we were simply meant to be. And so here in the presence of all your well-wishers and loved ones, hope you're inspired to experience and reflect on this day as a celebration of love that you share, this love that you have for one another, carries you through today and all the rest of your lives together. So now to speak more about marriage and also to share a bit of their story. The two of you, as I understand, fell in love by chance, or perhaps more because Kevin persisted. But you're here today. But the two of you are here today because you're making a choice. You're both choosing each other. You've chosen to be with someone who makes you a better person. Marriage brings two persons together such that they make what they can gain from one another into something very special that they can share with the rest of the world. They take that support, the self-knowledge, the understanding of others, but they get the growth that they achieve in so many ways, and they share it with all of us. And so Whatever qualities we as unique individuals and couples emanate through our relationships are able to benefit everyone else who comes in contact with us. And one such wonderful quality that we can display in marriage is the spirit of being part of a team that is remaining as individuals but acting together as a unit. We find this highlight of marriage echoed somewhere in the wisdom of really any culture that has something profound to say about human life. Philosophers and poets proclaim that our path in life will be made more traversable by sharing it with someone who can help us to stand back up whenever we fall. But the storms through which we pass will seem less daunting when there's a partner with whom we can weather them. And that whenever they crop up, those long, cold nights are warmer when there's someone with whom we can sit tightly and brave them. We don't have to struggle alone to pass all of life's tasks when our partners can help us to understand whatever answers they are that they already know. And even if we are strong, there are times when we need a partner to be the rock so that we can be a little less solid ourselves. I found that Kevin and Jessica have a lot to share in this team spirit department, and so here's a little more personal about them that I can relate to all of you. Surprise to maybe as well. It's all good stuff. Well, Kevin, he's a naturally strong man who follows his moral compass, and just as naturally, he sees quite a bit of the difficult side of the world in his daily work. With Jessica, he's reminded that there is beauty and love at home, waiting for him even after the hardest nights, and that he deserves it. Jessica never really realized what she's capable of in regards to her successes in life, and Kevin stands by her side and helps her to understand how amazing she really is. As some of you know, the two of them met in college and were just friends until they were more. But Jessica would let it know she loved him before he was a man in uniform. She just didn't know it yet. A couple of years after graduation, Kevin invited Jessica to catch up at a bar. That night, according to her account, he put his hand on her knee, and they both went home to break up with their respective others, and the rest is history. Kevin tolerates her passion for crime, drama, TV, and Shark Week. Jessica supports his love of video games and WWE wrestling. And from one another, they provide both the little and the big things. Everything from a partner who's always by their side, to giving each other the inspiration to simply be silly and release the kid at heart. And they not only support one another, but help each other to remember that it's okay to lean on someone else. I can also say they particularly enjoy their time with their dog, Penny. My last check with them, they had hoped to get another dog by the time of their wedding. I'm not sure if that's happened yet. Okay, coming soon. But Kevin might even go so far as to joke that Penny is his first true love, with Jessica coming in a close second. Still, since he didn't invite Penny to the altar, it's safe to say that Jessica holds a very unique place in his heart. When learning about the two of them, I did hear in their words that the steps that they've taken during the good times and the hard times, as well as the decisions that they've made as individuals over their years together, are to them things that they experienced and conquered jointly. It's clear, in other words, that they genuinely value being best friends, in love, and above all, on each other's team. Confirmed. So we'll have the rings for them at this time. And so as we prepare to have you exchange these rings, I ask you to always keep in your hearts the private promises that you wrote for one another and shared together during your first love. And now, for your vows, please respond, I do. Kevin, Do you accept Jessica as your life's companion, favorite person? Do you promise to laugh with her, go on adventures with her, be her light in dark times, nurture her soul, and continue to grow your love for her?
I do. Come on, guys, look at her.
And with that, please place the ring on her finger. Now, Jessica, do you accept Kevin as your life's companion and favorite person? Do you promise to laugh with him, go on adventures with him, be his light in dark times, to nurture his soul, and to continue to grow your love for him? Please kiss the ring on his finger. Often at weddings, I don't know if you've heard, but we tend to appreciate rings as a perfect circle that have no beginning and no end. But we can also consider that these rings did have a beginning. The stones were formed a long time ago deep within the earth. Eventually, a series of random events caused them to rise to the surface where someone dug them up. Metal was then liquefied in a furnace at 1,000 degrees, molded, cooled, and painstakingly polished. Something beautiful was made from raw elements. And love is also like that. It may come from humble beginnings, and then through a combination of serendipity and effort, imperfect beings can shape it into something extraordinary. It's the process of making something beautiful where once there was really nothing at all. So as you look at these rings over the years, I hope you remember that you've created something invaluable. And just as I know you will protect these rings, I'm confident that you will protect the commitment you made to one another today. And so with all these wonderful exchanges and the words that you've spoken, it's my honor and privilege to officially declare you husband and wife. You can share your first official marriage kiss. Although we can all know you from now on as Mr. Awesome and Mrs. Awesome, and that's good enough, I'd like to officially present you as Mr. and Mrs. Kevin and Jessica Lord. Congratulations.